Alrighty, freshmen, this is the English 1 informative assessment for spring of 2020. You'll be discussing individual identity in this. So, directions for you. Much of the literature you have read in English 1 centers around the big idea of individual identity, exploring the essential question, how is an individual's sense of identity formed? That is the question you will be answering in your essay. For this assessment, you'll plan and write an informative essay, so an informational essay, in which you explain how individual identity emerges and is shaped by specific details in 3 different texts. Part 1, Student Directions. Step 1. Your teacher, me, will lead a brainstorming session to identify what factors shape an individual's identity. You will discuss how texts you have studied this year in English 1 show how characters form an individual sense of identity. Now that's going to look a little bit different since we won't be able to discuss any of the ideas, so our brainstorming will be more of me giving you ideas to help guide you along the path to be successful for this essay. Step 2. Examine 3 texts that your teacher has provided. You'll have more options than that, and determine how the author addresses the concept of individual identity. One of the texts must be one of the major required works for English 1. As you review these texts, analyze how the speaker or characters in each gain a sense of individual identity. Take 1 page of notes on each of the texts. Your teacher may provide a graphic organizer for you. Record specific details that show how a sense of individual identity emerges and is formed for characters or speakers in the text. You will have a bunch of graphic organizers to help you with this. Here's part 2 for you, student directions. Your assignment. Plan and write a multi-paragraph informative essay that explains how an individual's sense of identity emerges and is shaped by specific details from 3 texts you examine in part 1. Support your thesis with evidence from what you have read. Remember, a thesis is the main idea of your entire essay, and it is the last line of your first paragraph. You must manage your time carefully so you can plan your essay, write your essay, revise and edit your essay. If you're doing this in Notebook on Summit Platform, I recommend copying and pasting it into Google Docs just so you can really get the full benefit of spelling and grammar edit. Your essay will be assigned a score based on the English 1 informative rubric. That's found in the overview checkpoint at the beginning. Remember, your essay should have a clear multi-paragraph organization, including an introduction with a thesis statement found on the top, focused on the topic. Develop the topic with well-chosen, relevant, and sufficient evidence. Remember, evidence is quotes or paraphrases from the text that you've chosen. Provide a conclusion that supports your thesis and gives your essay a sense of completeness. Establish and maintain an objective tone. So remember, objective tone is fact-based, subjective is opinion-based. I just want you to stick to what the texts say. Demonstrate using correct grammar, punctuation, and spelling. Be sure to proofread your writing. Once again, make sure to run this through Google Docs or through Microsoft Word to get the full benefit of grammar and spelling check. In the next video, we'll start our brainstorming for this.